Hello everybody and welcome to this channel. Now, if this is your first time to this channel, we welcome you. We'd love you to subscribe to this channel, press that bell icon, press that like, leave your comments down below because we'd love to hear from you. And so today I'm going to be talking about what's controlling you. What is controlling you? And also I'm going to be leaving chapter markers, so you can, if you want, you can jump to a particular section on this video as well. So today, as I mentioned, I'm going to be talking about what is controlling you. And there's always something that may be influencing us, controlling us, pointing us in one direction or another. But sometimes those controlling influence could be good or bad. And we need to be able to be aware of them. Is it working in our best interest? Or are we just allowing anything and everything to direct us? And sometimes this happens a lot, especially when we are in business, we're in places of influence, or we are people that are helping other people to get to a particular part, not knowing that we ourselves are being influenced or not seeing those influences so clearly. So my first point is this: what are habits? What habits? What is a habit? A habit is something that we can do on a repetitive motion, repetitive days, something that we're used to doing, something we sometimes do automatically without thinking. We get so used to it, we just automatically react to it. It's like a automatic nerve that just, once it's touched, it just triggers it. We go into action, and we don't necessarily need to be thinking about it. We're just doing it. And so, if we're having habits and we're not fully understanding why these habits are in place, or we have done something that's far back in the distant past that might have served us, but we're just automatically doing it because it's just right to do it, not realizing that those habits now are no longer of any use or help to us. We need to be able to stop and say and question these things. That's why it's good for us to be able to review things and say, what, I need to be removing these habits because they're no longer of use or serving me, or I need to be restricting this person's influence upon me because they are making me do certain things that I no longer need to be doing. So there's various ways that we need to be understanding how habits are working in our lives. And sometimes some habits we may just enjoy because it feels nice, and and we can do it because we can do it, but it may not be serving any purpose in our lives. So that's the first point I just want to highlight there. The second point is this: all habits, good or bad. I might have touched on this in the first point. Again, I think we need to look at the overall strategy of what we are wanting to do. If our habits that we are doing, is it supporting our overall strategy? Is it moving us forward positively? Are we developing? Are we growing? Are we adding value to ourselves or to the people that we are wanting to be helping? Are those habits helping us in that, in our purpose, in our direction? And again, good, bad, how do you know if a particular habit is not necessarily working in your benefit? Well, if it's taking your time away, is it draining you? Is it making you miserable? Are you humming and ahhing about doing something that you don't necessarily want to do? Or do you need to make some adjustments to those things? These are some of the things that you will start to be aware of if a particular habit is working in your favour or not. And at times you may not realise that a particular habit has expired, is no longer of use because you're so used to it. It may take somebody else to point out to you that why are you doing that particular thing, because it's no longer of any use or benefit to you now. So be aware and be prepared, right, to sit down and do a pros and cons of a particular habit that you may have developed or you might have inherited because somebody gave it to you and you've not stopped to think and realize, is it really helping me? And that habit, that one habit, could be the only thing that is stopping you from really advancing forward in really what you want to do. My third point is, how do you develop, again, those good habits that will help you? And one of the ways that you can do that, and I think I touched this in the previous point, and is that, what is your overall strategy? How are you looking at the strategy? How are your mental health, your physical health doing? Are those things in line with that strategy? Or is your strategy totally out of line where you are? You've got to be able to sit down and do some reckoning, and start to understand, are you able to develop the necessary habits, the disciplines? In some ways, I should be saying to you, right, the discipline necessary for you to really propel yourself forward, right, in what you are wanting to do, what you are wanting to grow into, or what you are wanting to create, right? You want those disciplines to really help you and propel you forward into the future that you are wanting to create now. And at times it's not easy, because there's things that you have learned, and there's things that people that have helped you that you may cherish, you may hold dear to you, but at the end of the day, if it's not helping you to get where you need to be, then you need to reconsider and develop something new that will help you further. And it's not the case that you are disrespecting those people or what you have learned. You are in a space now where it's not helping you, and you need to move forward and grow into something much more stronger and deeper as well. So be prepared to develop those essential habits and disciplines. That's going to be of real help and benefit. And the more you do that, you will start to see new opportunities start to arise. So that's something there you just need to consider. The fourth point is this: it's not about control so much, right? It's about the flow. Because you don't really want to be controlling anything. You want to be able to be flowing with who and what you are and what you have. The more you're able to flow, and that's why the discipline's there. You want to start to develop the discipline, you're able to start to navigate, pull things through, see and touch and remove those things with ease, because you have that flexibility, you have that understanding of that strategy there, because a strategy is something that you're always projecting into the future, but you're always making it present now. And as you are moving forward into something that you are yet to create, that flexibility is there, and the understanding that as you reach and arrive there, you're always moving on to something more present, more fruitful, and more that is more dynamic in your life. So it's not always about the control, it's about the flow. The more flow you can get, the more you're able to cut down that area of resistance, the better it is. Because the less resistance you have, the more you're able to get things done with ease, without stress or strain. The fifth point: how And what can you do to get into that flow? And again, some ways this is about the preparation. In some ways, simple preparations, getting yourself more healthy, eating more healthily, doing exercise, reading about the area of interest that you're in, reading outside the areas of interest that you may be interested in, or reading opposing ideas, getting information, and so stretching your abilities, your capabilities, your mental abilities, so that you are able to understand the various habits and disciplines that's around you that you can make use of. Because the more you are able to make use of the necessary information around you, the more advantage you have, and the more you're able to understand how the various habits can be used to your advantage. My sixth point of conclusion really is this. Don't make any one particular habit the be-all and end-all of all things. Those habits should be like guiding, like a signpost pointing you forward, moving you forward, directing you, encouraging you, opening you up to those opportunities that you always have. In your field of expertise that you are in, you will know that there's always something new that you can add, something more that you can add to the mix. Don't allow anything to control you that's not part of that strategy that you have, because you have so much to give and to understand. People are waiting and wanting your expertise in their life. And if you know your own habits and how those habits can help you and the person that you're wanting to serve, then you will be making so much progress and developing so much more. So I hope this video has been of help to you, and if it has, press that like button, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to contact us, information is down below. Until next time, take care now. Bye bye.